Welcome to the Crimson Tide Connection, your home for Crimson Tide sports. And I'm joined again by the head coach of the Alabama women's tennis team, Jenny Mainz. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Nice to be on.
Coach, you had an exciting weekend. You did lose in the first round of Northwestern in the ITA National Team Indoor Championships, but you bounced back against Baylor in Texas and got victories there. Can you kind of talk about your team's performance over the weekend?
Well, first of all, it was just a great opportunity to be a part of that elite group. It's the best players, best teams in the country, and the more times you're in those situations, the better you get regardless of the outcome. And we knew we were going to be battle-tested on the road. You've got some incredible competition there every match. That's a good thing. You know, I thought even if we could grab a couple wins there that you know, it would kind of help build through the season, help us in March and April. But it was a great experience for our team. It was a great learning tool. And we were, I think, among the elite. I think we learned that we do belong there. That was kind of a big lesson that we learned. I think going in, we had earned our way in, and we kept talking about that we deserved to be there. We'd worked for it. We earned it. But I think in the end, we really realized as a team and then individually as well that we belong there.
Right. Well, Coach, this team is ranked in the top 10 right now, and you can kind of just see this team progressing a little bit, kind of reaching some milestones. The past two seasons, I think we were talking beforehand that you had lost to Baylor and Texas, both 4-3. So you can kind of see this team kind of getting better, can't you?
Yeah, I mean that's the whole. You know, it's the process and the journey, and you know, you hear that all the time, but it truly is. It's just focusing on getting better every time you get out there. And when you say that, that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, playing better. It's finding ways to win when things aren't going well. It's, you know, figuring things out. It's fighting through difficulties, bad calls, maybe not, you know, things not going your way, a let call, or you know, maybe not executing quite the way that you want to. One of our freshmen, Natalia Mainetto, said, you know, I'm not playing well. And I said, what a great thing. We're in early February. You're winning clutch matches. I mean, big time matches for us, not playing well and not really feeling great. I said, think about March and April, how good you're going to feel when you find your stride, you get more confidence, you get more momentum. You know, you're playing a little bit better. So, I mean, this team, we've just kind of inched our way forward through the last couple years, and that's what we're doing this season. That's what we did last season. You're right, we lost to Baylor 2 years ago, 4-3 in the kickoff weekend. Match score was 3-all, came down to Alexa Garachi, ended up losing a hard-fought third set, and you know, last year it came down to Antonia Fusa playing at Vanderbilt, and we played Texas and lost 4-3. And, you know, Tony just didn't quite, you know, she didn't quite have the courage to finish it there. And then look what she did against Baylor this year. She's down 7-5, 5-0, had match points against her. Her goal, she told me, I'm just trying to stay in the match. And slowly but surely, just hanging around, fighting her way back into the match. And then look what happens. She ends up clinching it for the Tide. So, I mean, you know, I think there's a lot to be said for, you know, just really respecting 1 point at a time, playing in the now, not getting ahead of yourself, not worrying about what happened, you know, a set ago. Because, you know, we were in situations against Baylor, we had match points on two other courts, and we were up 4-0 on another court and couldn't quite finish the deal on those three, but then yet had, you know, a tremendous deficit on court 4 and found a way back into it. So, you know, you never know. Momentum is a really funny thing, and it can swing either way. It can swing, you know, through the whole course of the match. So the confidence level, you could just see we were building, getting stronger, getting more courageous, getting more confident, getting more, you know, commanding. It was just the most exciting thing to see. I haven't been in that crazy of a match in 22 years of college tennis. That was... And I talked to the Baylor coach the next day, and we both just looked at each other, and we were like, that was crazy. But it was really fun. We came out of the gates fast, won the doubles point decisively, got that momentum to take into the singles. And then against Texas, we started slowly. We lost the doubles point, and then we were down on 3 or 4 different courts, actually 4 or 5 different courts against Texas, and just hung around, kept competing, kept fighting. Good things happen.
To go along with Tony's performance, you also had a singles clinching victory from sophomore Emily Zaber. Just talk about Emily.
Emily Zaber has turned the corner. So exciting, so rewarding to see that. She's continued to believe in herself. She's had to kind of fight through some tough times. I think she had to sort of reignite her spirit, reignite her enthusiasm with tennis. She is just playing so confidently. She looks so comfortable out there. She looks like she's enjoying it. She's put the fun back into it. And it's just really rewarding to see someone grow like that from the fall to February. I think it's just a testament to her commitment, her belief in herself. She did a great job. She won 6-0 in the third against a girl that beat us pretty handily last year at number 5 or number 6. And Emily she just keeps getting a little bit better. The last 4 weeks, she's gotten a little bit better every day, every week, playing with more confidence.
Does that really just go to show the depth this team has? And I know you have to be pretty excited about that, aren't you?
Well, I mean, we're winning big matches with our number 1 and 2 players not quite being able to pull it through, and they're fighting hard, they're competing well. I think they're about to turn the corner. They just got to relax and play, and they're going to be fine. But they're 12 and 13 in the country, and we're finding ways to win without them winning their matches. Right. And again, like you mentioned, I mean, that's just validates the strength and the depth in our lineup. Our 2 freshmen have been clutch. They go out there and they just handle it like it's their job. I mean, they go to work. And Maya Jansen, she lost her doubles match against Texas at number 2 with Tony. She was very frustrated, very disappointed in herself. Turned around and went out and just absolutely took command of her singles match, was the first one off. Natalia Mainetto, down at number 6, she's just a gritty, feisty, gutsy player. She just goes out and takes care of business. And I certainly think they're to be commended because they've done a great job. They've really stepped up for us.
Well, Coach, this weekend on Friday at 3 p.m., you host Washington. You've had some great crowds out here so far this season. I'm sure you'd like to continue that this weekend.
We would. I mean, they're really fun to watch. They're engaging. They're spirited. They compete with a lot of passion, a lot of heart. You know, it's fun. They play together. And I just told Emily Zaber last night, I said, if we keep playing together the way we're playing, and we keep fighting and competing like our life depends on it, we are going to continue to elevate our games, and we're going to get better with every match. And they're fun to watch because they involve the crowd. They give it everything they have, not on every point, on every shot. I mean, they're relentless. They're unwilling to yield mentality. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? Right. So I encourage everybody to come out and watch. Not sure if we're going to be indoors or outdoors. Weather will determine that. But we're at 3 p.m. Friday against a good Washington team that's in the Pac-12. You know, they play in a great conference. So playing us is no different than playing Stanford, UCLA, Cal. Right. You know, so it'll be a tough match.
Well, it's going to be a busy weekend here for the University of Alabama Athletic Department with baseball, gymnastics, and basketball going on. But the Alabama women's tennis team will kick all that off on Friday at 3, so you come out and get your weekend started right.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
Thank you, Coach. Roll Tide. And for head coach Jenny Mainz, I'm Christopher England. And that's it for this edition of the Crimson Tide Connection.